Samsung A52 5G is one of the very few devices that made headlines this year. I've been using this phone for the past few months and I have a few opinions to share. Before we jump into this long term review, hit the subscribe button, it would be massively appreciated. Samsung A52 5G is one of the most easygoing devices. It's a mid range phone, but I did not feel like using a mid range or an underpowered device. It has some flagship traits too. It's a plastic phone and many see it as a downside, but I actually like the fact that it's a plastic phone. First of all, it's not going to break like an expensive phone. The material used on the back of this phone makes it kind of scratch resistant. The matte finish of my A52 5G doesn't pick up any fingerprints or smudges either. Since the phone is really thin, it easily slides into my jeans. It's lightweight so it doesn't make my hands tired either. Its form factor makes it easy to use even with one hand. On the top of that, Samsung has made this phone water and dust resistant. It's an IP67 rated phone and that's the flagship trait number 1. No problem splashing or spilling the water on this phone. When I am investing an amount of $500 in a phone, the feature I wouldn't want to miss on is a microSD card slot and a headphone jack. The good news is that the A52 5G has got them both. You can top that storage up to 1TB on this little thing. Samsung is known for producing the best Super AMOLED displays and it has deployed one of its nicest screens on the A52 5G. The display is not the brightest, it peaks out at 800 nits, but its color accuracy and the viewing angles are well worth it. The bezels and the bottom chin is quite notable, but once you start using this phone, you won't mind them. To make the display more responsive, Samsung has added 120Hz refresh rate and that is the flagship trait number 2 of this phone. 120Hz refresh rate also helps the A52 5G stand apart from the 4G Galaxy A52 that comes with 90Hz refresh rate only. So whether you are performing your everyday tasks, scrolling through the settings, through the social media apps, playing a runner or a high-end game, the screen's fluidity will add charm to your experience. $120Hz display has a downside too. At first, resource-intensive tasks make this phone heat up more than the normal Galaxy A52. It also consumes slightly more battery, but that's all bearable. And by the way, this is an HDR10 supported screen, but the HDR10 playback is not supported in the applications like Netflix. Underneath this screen is a fingerprint scanner. It's a slow scanner in nature, but you can make it super fast with a little trick that you can find on the top right corner of the screen. Internals of this phone are decent for day-to-day usage. Samsung has used a slightly better Snapdragon 750G chip on this phone. This is also another differentiating factor between the A52 5G and 4G. This is an 8nm chip, it performs really well. Gaming performance is pretty decent, all the games run without any lags or stutters. Gamers also get to enjoy the dual stereo speakers of this phone and that's the flagship trait number 3. Here's the speaker test for all of you. We get a 4500 mAh battery in this phone and it brings a 15W charger out of the box. I included the A52 5G in 2 battery drain tests that are already published on my channel. The phone easily gives you a screen on time of over 7 hours if you are performing some resource intensive tasks. Otherwise, it easily lasts for a day and a half on moderate use. That battery performance is pretty incredible for a phone with 4500 mAh battery that uses 120Hz refresh rate. Charging this phone with a 25W charger takes about 70 minutes and about 100 minutes with a 15W charger. So the choice of investing in a 25W charger has to be your personal preference. And by the way, I make a lot of in-depth reviews and comparisons, so make sure that you are subscribed to my channel not to miss any of my upcoming videos. And before I forget, I would like to share the software experience too. A52 5G is equipped with Samsung's One UI, and this is hands down one of the cleanest UIs out there. I am a huge fan of the One UI and I have talked about it in all of my previous videos. Samsung's software is what actually adds to the longevity of this phone too. First of all, this software gives some very useful features like the edge panels. You get a neat dark mode, there is always on display too. The navigation gestures look really cool. On the top of that, Samsung treats this phone really well. I've been getting all security updates on time. The A52 5G qualifies for 3 years of software update and 4 years of security updates. It means that if you get this phone today, you are good for next 4 years until 2025. That's how long this phone can really last. Camera app is good enough. This year Samsung introduced a Snapchat Fun mode exclusive to the A52 and A72. To be honest, I have never used this fun mode and I never found its utility either. Maybe because I'm not a Snapchat user. This camera app is feature rich for sure. You can record videos up to 4K at 30 frames per second with EIS, and 1080p at 30 FPS videos can use OIS. It does have 60 FPS video mode for front and rear cameras. There is a Pro photo mode and video mode, but the phone misses the RAW format. Samsung should start giving us the RAW format on the mid-range phones. Samsung has made some extra efforts in the camera hardware department this time. As I said, they have brought the optical image stabilization to their mid-range lineup. This is happening for the very first time. The A52 5G gets the main 64 megapixel Sony IMX682 sensor with OIS. The ultra-wide camera on this phone is quite good. For an average mobile photographer, this camera is more than a lot. Whether you want to take photos or record some good videos, this camera setup will suffice. I feel like this phone could do with just 2 cameras at the back. The other 2 cameras, the depth sensor and the macro sensors, are nothing more than a gimmick. A single telephoto lens instead of these 2 extra lenses would have made more sense. I will attach some camera samples that I took very recently to give you guys a better idea. Let's talk about the most important thing now, the price of this phone. At $500, this phone seems a bit expensive. Let me address the Galaxy A52 5G versus the A52 4G debate first. If you are living in a region where the A52 4G is available but you are interested in the A52 5G instead, I would advise you to go with the A52 4G and stop looking at the 5G variant. The A52 4G's price makes much more sense. Even the A72 is cheaper than the A52 5G and you can pick that up too. Now the A52 5G. This phone is designed for an entirely different and a very specific audience. This phone is for the users who are looking for an affordable Samsung only option with 5G capability. Because if you add just $100 more, you can get the S20 Fan Edition 5G, a better and more capable device in every single way. But if you just want to get the A52 5G only, then remember that you are paying $500 first of all for Samsung's brand value, Samsung's software support of up to 4 years, and the overall longevity of the device. That's all from my side. Make sure to drop your own thoughts and feedback about this video in the comments below. Hit the like button and make sure that you do not leave without hitting that subscribe button. I will sign off and see you all in the next one.